Yo, this is Plaga Benz and time have come. The Lion tell them one story. This is the Lion's Voice. Stay tuned.
What do you have to tell the people about Ras Tafari?
Light to the world. The king of kings and the conquering lion of the tribe of Judah. I left himself. Where's my ruler? Hey yo! Yeah, hear them high, hear the black king born the 23rd of July. So tell them guy who praise God up in the sky, it's a lie. The Almighty living on your
I
night.
heard of that.
From ancient time them a try. Them Romans know them just open them suit and ties. Criminals ain't got no alibi, they stole my people. Then them come without them genocide.
Are you talking about slavery?
Them couldn't kill the lion where come conquer Judah tribe. Go through tribulation, and I strive, see sufferation, and I still rise. That's why we tell them in America, live Rastafari in every ghetto area. We come to tell them in a Toronto, straight at
So let us continue. I want to really talk about this journey because I'm visioning this young Jamaican young lady in a Toronto that is not even as diverse as it is today, a racially charged environment. I'm visualizing you as a Black Power advocate. What makes you shift and say, you know what, I remember the Rastafari man, but I'm going to cleave on to Haile Selassie and Empress Menen. It's so peculiar to the outside world. What about Haile Selassie really attracted the eye, or was it even about Haile Selassie in the beginning?
Well, I will always have to think about I and I, the Rasta man, at 12 years old.
Okay.
The elegance, the royalty that he carried himself as this elder Rasta man. Remember, you're talking through the eyes of a 12-year-old child, right? So for a 12-year-old child to see this elder person walking so royally, taking care of his daughter, that was my love. My love for Rastafari started from there. And then from there on, it was my love for His Majesty. And that's what brought me to the church. So the love I have for His Majesty and Empress Menen brought me to the church. But back then, remember now, we weren't talking about Empress Menen back then. We were just talking about Emperor Haile Selassie. It's just recently, maybe the last, 10 years, 20 years or so, I'm not sure, that Empress Menen came for, where people started talking about Empress Menen. And I've even seen, I've been in WhatsApp group and see even Rasta brethren even licking out at the fact that why we even talking about Empress Men the same light of as Empress Ali Selassie. You see what I'm saying? So Ryan mentioned that to show what was happening back in the early days as women in the Rastafari struggle. It wasn't an easy struggle, it was hard, extremely hard. And in a sense where when we started doing the Rasta conference, I want to continue that because in 1981, when I was still working for UNIA, I went to Detroit to a UNIA convention.
Yes.
It was at that convention, we're leaving from Detroit and returning to Toronto. As a young girl, 22 years old, I have the vision to say, I said, wow, wouldn't it be nice to have Rasta people gathering all over the world under one umbrella, coming together and to discuss and reason amongst ourselves as people. Like what I saw in Detroit, I envisioned that for Rasta people.
Yes.
So it was a beautiful sight to see all the Garveyhites in Detroit just gathering together and coming and just, working together as one. So when I saw that in Detroit with all those Garveyhites, I said, that was beautiful for Rasta people. That was in 9. And so when I returned to Toronto now, I started telling, one and two Rasta people, I said, you know what? We need to start doing something like this. That's how the first International Rastafari Conference came about in 1982. But it was an easy struggle because the Canadian government, immigration, the media, they wanted to stop everybody from coming inside Canada. And how we heard about that, it was, officers, black police officers who were very supportive of the black community let us know what was happening. So we had to actually organize a press conference with Dudley Laws, Charles Roach, and Ras Zola. Zola and I was the one who coordinated the first international conference. Ras Zola from the African Food Basket. We had a press conference, and we brought it out to the public. I said, look at this. We are doing our first international Rasta conference, and the immigration and police and they trying to stop us. And when we brought up to the public, right away, they had to back off. And this is how the 82 conference even came about. A lot of people don't even know that.
This is why we are here, because we want the Lioness to tell your own story. This is the first international conference, family, that ever happened. There have been many that have come after, but this was the first time that Rastafari were coming together over land and sea to really have discussions about the future of the movement. So set the stage. You know, what the I am. Big up Ras Zola. We're gonna have him on the platform. I'm working with him now on the ITAL certification standard. He's one of the committee members. Very knowledgeable in agriculture, black food sovereignty. He has done some mighty work. So we're gonna definitely bring him on here to talk about agriculture and the work that's happening on that front. But talk to us about setting that very first international conference, and then take us into the Majesty.
All right. So after we had the press conference, and the media, immigration, and police had to back off. And now we had the Rastas coming in now from all over the place. So we had Rastas from the Caribbean. We had Dominica, Trinidad, Grenada, Guyana, Jamaica, of course. Ras Sam Brown was the guest speaker from Jamaica, Ras Sam Brown. But then we had Rastas from right through the Caribbean that were coming in. We had Rastas from California, Rochester, New York, and everyone were just coming in. And when they came in, I remember we were all young. You know, we just know that we just want to gather. My vision was to gather, and once we gather, let us see what we could do in terms of moving forward. The vision I had, though, was for an international Rasta conference to take place in a different country every year. That was the vision, because I always say it should never stay in one place. We must move it, different country, having different, ones coming together from all the world, throughout the world together. That was the vision. So the first one in 82 was in Toronto. The second one was in Jamaica. But then I must say that was 83.
Yeah, that's the famous 83, the 22 points. But before you go, all of these Rastas together, were they burning herb at this time at the conference? How did that work? Because I remember we brought some Rastas to Howard, and it's like them legalize herb on the campus for the time.
No. You're talking 1982 in Toronto. There was no herb burning.
Strict protocol.
Strict protocol. Of course, herb could be burned outside. You know, we had it at the university, we had it at the high school, we had it in the community center, but there was no herb burning inside. I remember we were very young people too.
What were the locations?
Okay, so it was, for what I remember, it would have been in a high school. It wasn't the university, but we had a university program the following year with Ras Bonergy.
Yes.
So in 82, it was in a high school with all the Rastas. In 83, it was in Jamaica at UWI.
Yes.
But in 84 now, because you see, what I missed is in 83, there was a breakdown. And that's a breakdown in the sense where my vision was to move it to another place. So from Jamaica, should have gone to Trinidad. But you see, the Rastas in Jamaica didn't want it to move from Jamaica. They didn't want to go to Trinidad. Said, no, you gotta stay in Jamaica and so forth. So there was a whole lot of internal things happening in Jamaica. And then when I saw what was happening in Jamaica now, the vision that I had now wasn't happening in Jamaica. And remember now, you gotta understand that I was about 25 years old at the time, young Rasta girl. So it's like I had 3 strikes against me. The one strike was that I was young, 25 years old. My second strike, I was a female. My third strike, I was considered a foreigner. Because your mind, I was a Canadian.
Yes, yes, yes.
So as a foreign Rasta girl, what she think she want to do? You know, come organize big Rasta people. That was a concept.
Yes.
But then when I told him, so listen, man, I'm born and bred a Jamaican. When I start talking about my Jamaican roots, so that's when now it's all right, Jamaica, we can deal with that. You know what I'm saying?
Throw like a pot
Yeah.
up on them. You have to throw like a
That was
pot.
throw some pot upon pot.
Rastafari. Black woman, I say your heart is so golden. I know you were chosen. This world cold, but your heart never frozen. Anyway then, black woman, I wanna see you smile again. Wanna see you walk beside the Nile again. Wanna see you raise the African child again. I wanna see you living in style again. Then, black woman, I wanna see you rise again. Take time, look in your eyes again. One touch, nature rise again. Black woman, don't be surprised again. Then, black woman, look how she work and slave. Right by my side, down in a this slave trade. History can record the sacrifice she made. Reparation can match all the price she paid. She now go live like no mice that freed. So I and I, the lion of is strong and brave. She says she love the way the king of kings I praise. Plus me no trim nor shave. Anyways, well then, black woman, I wanna see you smile again. Wanna see you walk beside the Nile again. Wanna see you raise the African child again. I wanna see you living in style again. Then, black woman, I wanna see you rise again. Take time, look in your eyes again. One touch, nature rise again. Black woman, don't be surprised again. Then, black woman, I know he hurt you bad. You go with your mother, never know you're dead. Your boyfriend will beat you anytime he mad. Plus you not get no joy from the job she have. But she not go say coffee, no life that sad. Work too hard, feel no happy and glad. She search for your man, we got a righteous track. She find a man with a red, gold and green flag who never brag. Black woman, I wanna see you smile again. Wanna see you walk beside the Nile again. Wanna see you raise the African child again. I wanna see you living in style again. Then, black woman, I wanna see you rise again. Take time, look in your eyes again. One touch, nature rise again. Black woman, don't be surprised again. Then, you're always welcome to come home. She's searching for a love is real, and she don't wanna be alone. She says she wanna love that she can feel. David offspring's on the throne, and I know that he lose the seventh seal. Babylon dear falling down, that is just what the prophecy revealed. Well then,